So now talking about the MLB, Dom, Cody Bellinger opted out. That's really, you said that's really the only person that opted out for the Yankees, right?
Yeah. Well, there's two things. Well, starting off with Cody Bellinger, I mean, he has 1 year left with $25 million. I mean, I talked about it a few weeks ago that I wouldn't be surprised if he did because he had a great year with the Yankees. And two, it's the New York Yankees. They got money. Maybe he just wants, maybe just more years. Maybe, he just wants 25 million a year, but maybe an extra 3, 4 years. So I'm not surprised that if anyone on the Yankees would opt out, just because the Yankees have a lot of money. So not really a big surprise to me. But what has to happen is we got to keep him. We gotta keep him no matter what. Let's say for some reason we don't want to keep him and get Kyle Tucker. We're still down a man. We would still be down a man in the outfield unless Jason Dominguez just transforms into a all-time outfielder, which we know he isn't. But we need Cody Bellinger on this team, especially him being a lefty. But you're going to tell me, but Kyle Tucker is also a lefty. Why can't we have both? Honestly, we have the third most expensive payroll in the league behind the Mets and the Dodgers. Why can't we be aggressive for once? Why can't we just try and get everybody like how we used to? Why can't we try and at least intimidate the Dodgers like how they are, getting everybody? I don't understand why the Yankees can't do that.
Because it's
I
not
mean,
George Steinbrenner anymore. It's Hal Steinbrenner.
yep. And he sucks.
Hmm.
He's scared. He is scared for some reason. He's just being too conservative. Meanwhile, if George was here, he would have sent his son to the grave. Honestly, if George was still here. But obviously, that's just such a big excuse that everyone says ever since George died. Every Yankee fan's like, if George was here, if George was here, it would be way different. Well, I'm sorry. This man has been gone for a decade, even longer.
Decade and a
Rest in
half.
peace, George.
Yeah,
Decade and a
passed away
half.
in 2010.
Rest in peace to George Steinbrenner, you legend. But your son ain't cutting it. He's not cutting it at all. And I'm still shocked that Brian Cashman's still here. Um, I don't know. Maybe I can't tell you the reason why he's still here, but he shouldn't. But we need to be aggressive during this offseason. We need more pitching. We need at least one more starting pitcher, and we need more outfield help. And plus, what about third baseman? I know we do have Ryan McMahon, but this man can't hit for his life. He's a great defensive player.
Yeah.
And also, what about shortstop? Are we going to give Anthony Volpe a pass? Because now that it came out that he had like a torn labrum in his shoulder and for some reason still played? Or are we going to try and get someone else? Are we going to trade? Are we going to, like, I don't know what's going to happen in the infield, but we need more pitching and more outfield help. And I think it would be stupid to not try and get both Cody Bellinger back and Kyle Tucker.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's just my take on it, but
Yeah.
why not be aggressive? We're going to have to be. I mean, the AL is getting better. It hasn't been the same for a few years now, but they are getting better. The Blue Jays went to the World Series. Incredible Game 7, by the way, but we don't really have to talk about that. The Mariners are still good. The Red Sox are on the up and coming. So it's not going to be a cakewalk anymore. We still have the Royals have young talent. The Guardians are still good. So I mean, it's not talent like the NL, but the AL is no joke either, especially starting next year.
Yeah. No, those are valid points. But not having George Steinbrenner, yeah, it's not the same old Yankees.
Nope.
Yeah, now with his son taking over at the helm, it's not the same Yankees that we grew up watching, Dom. So we'll see what they do. That's the Yankees
Yeah.
so far. I mean, we'll see what they do for the offseason. It officially starts now with the Dodgers. Praise the Lord. Another season, another Dodgers World Series. My God. They win it again. It is what it is. But for the Mets, Pete Alonso opted out. Shocker there. He already expressed that right when the season ended. Edwin Diaz opted out. Was a little surprised by that. Thought maybe he would just opt in, take the money that he was going to be given for the 5-year contract that he signed after the 2022 season. But he opted out. That's going to be a very important re-signing that the Mets have to do, honestly, because let's be real, I don't know who else is going to be closing for this team if it's not Edwin Diaz. And he really bounced back this past year. Looked like prime 2022 Edwin Diaz. It took him a couple of years after his knee injury in the World Baseball Classic March 2023, but he's really one of the top closers in the game. I'm just trying to pull up how much money he would have been given if he opted in instead of opting out. Yeah, so it was okay. So it would have been 15, 15, and 17 for the last 3 years, essentially. Maybe 2028 was a player or team option, but it's voided now. So it is what it is. He now opted out. Hopefully the Mets. Yeah, 2028 club option. 17.25 million, $1 million buyout. Okay, so that last year, I know it was a 5-year deal, so 2028 was a club option, but that's obviously voided now since he opted out. But that's going to be important to re-sign. AJ Minter, we knew that he got hurt early in the season this past season. He takes his player option, 1 year, $11 million. Also, unfortunately, Frankie Montas, talk about highway robbery. He opted in and he exercised his player option. So AJ Minter exercised his, not shocking. And of course, Frankie Montas exercised his for $17 million. What an absolute steal. What a bum. Terrible, terrible signing by David Stearns, but we knew that once it happened beginning of December last year. Juan Soto named MVP finalist for the NL. Yankees fans really must be shocked. I think they thought he was going to have a terrible season. I don't know. They must have been drinking something over there. But he's an MVP finalist for the National League. I'm not so much talking to you, Dom, about that. I'm just talking about other people that just go insane on Twitter, like that account Cole King. I mean, that guy's an idiot. My friend Matt, he's honestly thrilled that the Mets didn't really go anywhere. I don't think Juan Soto is gonna win it, but if he miraculously does, can't wait for my town friend Matt to just start spewing his garbage about how, oh yeah, it didn't mean anything. The Mets didn't make the playoffs, buddy. We know, but Yankees thought we're going to be terrible with the Mets, but it is what it is. And I'm going to say one thing right now, and it's about the Tarik Skubal trade. I just got more comments, and some of these people are outrageous, and they're really nuts. They must have nothing to do. I mean, it is lunchtime. It's 12:28. Maybe they're just writing as they eat their sandwich. But with the Tarik Skubal trade, everyone keeps hitting at me. Oh, it's a 1-year rental. This is a ridiculous package. This is too much. You're selling the farm. Folks, do me a favor. Open your eyes and wake up. If you really think, yes, David Stearns has made some mistakes, but he's not an idiot. I mean, if he does not get this guy to sign an extension after the season because he wants to try to extend him immediately because the CBA, once again, is expiring after the 2026 season. And everyone's saying, oh, talk to his agents. His agent is Scott Boras. He's not going to do it. What does it matter? You call him anyway. You talk to him. That's his agent? Oh, well, that's his agent. You talk to him. And you say, hey, we're looking to extend him immediately after the trade. What is it going to take? We know Tarik Skubal wants a $400 million contract. $250 million separation between Tarik Skubal and the Tigers. And it came out that a couple of years prior, they wanted to sign Tarik Skubal for a 4-year, $80 million contract. I don't know if you saw that, Dom, too. But they were already lowballing him. If the Mets cannot extend him immediately and Scott Boras says, nah, we can't give you a sufficient answer, we can't give you an absolute yes, then if anything, David Stearns knocks down the package and he goes even lower and he doesn't trade as many prospects and MLB ready players for a 1-year rental. And you're telling me that we're delusional and we're insane? You're fucking delusional.
100%.
If you really think he's just going to trade everybody for a 1-year rental and questionably an extension, keyword questionably, you're an idiot. So enough with this. Well, his agent, Scott Boras, he's not going to do it. No point in calling him. Stop doing your job. Don't be a GM anymore. Retire. I mean, dude, you're still going to call him. And you're going to see what you can get for him. Should the Tigers keep him? Absolutely. If you want to
100%.
contend next year before the CBA expires, yeah, I'd keep Tarik Skubal. But let's wake up a little bit here and understand that the trade package is for more than just a 1-year rental. It's to make sure that they can extend him. If they can't, they'll lower the package or they just won't trade for him. And they can go for, frankly, yes, I would love to have Tarik Skubal, but they'll go for, frankly, the guy that I really want them to go for in Freddie Peralta. And I even listed Joe Ryan behind Freddie Peralta for the top 5 pitchers that the Mets should go after in the offseason. I made it a short. It's on YouTube. It's on our channel. You can go watch it again. But Freddie Peralta and then Joe Ryan and then Tarik Skubal. That's how it goes from 1 to 3. People telling me I'm delusional. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
You know, I've been seeing a lot of mixed comments about Pete. People are like, oh, like he's gone. Like, you know, like he's gone. Like we're not going to sign him. They didn't sign him last year. But I'm also thinking like maybe they didn't sign him just to get Soto to give him that money for the year. But now that Soto's under contract, do you still want to keep him as him being 30 years old? And maybe don't give him obviously like a 7-year deal, but how about give him like a 4-year deal?
So,
and like the way that he played, I mean, he did incredible last year. And, you know, it was a prove it season and he proved himself pretty well. And I think it would be stupid for you guys for him to be gone, to go somewhere else.
Right. Well, well, remember, Dom, what I said before. They don't have anybody ready for first base. The only guy that could maybe be ready is Ryan Clifford. But Ryan Clifford's not ready.
No.
His numbers weren't good in AAA. He honestly needs a full season, at least up until the September call-ups, to really show that he can get brought up here for first base, unless he just rakes the whole entire, whatever, say 2.5 to 3.5 months, the whole entire time in AAA, if he just hits the cover off the ball. But if he's not doing that, maybe he'll be up for September call-ups or not at all, because his numbers were not strong in AAA this past year for the games that he played. They weren't a lot, but remember, he got called up mid-August after the Mets did all that shuffling with calling up Nolan McLean to the MLB level, promoting, you know, all those guys, Carson Bench, Jet Williams, Ryan Clifford, you know, so his numbers weren't great in AAA, but they don't really have anybody ready for first base. And it's funny that you mentioned the 4-year contract, because I had a community post that I wrote up and I put it out there asking people what contract you would give Pete Alonso. I don't know if you saw this at all, Dom, but if you go to our channel and you slide over to posts, okay, let's just see what the voting is. I usually put them up for everything. Now I'm constantly doing the Knicks, you know, weekly predictions. I want to see what other people would say for that too. But in regarding, this is 2 weeks ago, and the image poll that I put out, it was 4 years, 140 million, 5 years, 150 million, 6 years, 210 million, 7 years, 210 million. Out of the 27 votes, yeah, somewhat of a small sample size, but at least, you know, it's something. 27 votes, 56% said 4 years, 140 million. So there you go. I have a lot of other posts here regarding the Tarik Skubal thing. 13 votes, not a lot, but it's something. trade for him this winter, 54%. Wait for him for the 2027 free agency, 46%. But regarding Pete Alonso, 56% of the 27 votes, 4 years, 140 million. So
I
other
would take
people
that
agree with
any
me.
day.
Yeah,
I would take that any day.
yeah.
I mean,
So
I know that I don't think Pete wants to go anywhere else either. I think he's found a home here. He loves his teammates. He's a great team guy. Obviously he's like, you know what, I'll try and prove myself this year, and he believed in himself, and now look what happened. He's gonna
yeah,
get a lot of money, but you just gotta hope that it's with the Mets and not with
yeah.
anybody else.
And it's the right amount of years. You know, he's a homegrown player. Mets should look to keep him. They don't really have anyone else ready. Somebody wrote to me on the Tarik Skubal short. They should go get Louis Arias for first base. I was like, what? I was like, okay, he can hit, but he doesn't have the power. First base is a power position. Louis
Always.
Arias doesn't really, you know, fit in that category. He doesn't really fill the empty space from Pete Alonso very well. So I don't know about that. That was a little shocking that I read that, but whatever. It is what
Maybe
it
if he
is.
played second.
Right. Well,
If he
Bo
played
Bichette's a
second,
free agent. Now people are posting about Bo Bichette possibly being a Met. I'm like, I don't know about that, but he is a free agent now.
he is a free agent. I mean, I saw a stat where it wasn't really a stat. It was just like a projection that the Blue Jays might lose like 6 players.
Hmm.
They might lose like about 5 to 6 players in free agency.
Wow.
So I don't know how that's gonna go, but it was just like a prediction. I think it was
Hmm.
like on Bleacher Report or something. But I mean, yeah, I even saw one Toronto fan was like, I am a Toronto fan, but I'm not hooked on any of these guys. Cause he's like, I don't think any of these dudes are Canadian, which is actually like hilarious.
Yeah. That
So
is
it's like,
good.
do I love this team? He's like, I love this team, and it was a great year, and we just fell short. But it's like, why can't we get any like Canadian grown talent? But I don't know anything
Yeah.
about Canadian baseball players, so I have no idea who's Canadian, who's not. So
Right.
I
Right.
can't give you an explanation on that. But he's not wrong.
No.
But at the same time, it's like you need your key players
Hmm.
to be around Vladdy, who just signed for 500 million and
Right.
also had an amazing postseason.
Yep. Yep.
As much as I don't like that guy, you got to respect it.
Oh
The way
yeah.
that he played in the postseason, he just went off.
Hmm.
So we'll
Absolutely.
see how it goes.
Yeah.
But one more thing about baseball, which I was trying to find,
Mm.
Brian Hodge, a Yankee beat writer, he thinks that there's a lot of people in the Yankees organization who are willing to bring back Michael King.
Hmm.
I mean,
Hmm.
I would, even though he didn't have like an amazing year last year, but he could be a great starter for us. He can be our third or fourth guy behind Cole and Freed and possibly Rodon. If he's not the third guy, then he could be the fourth guy.
Hmm.
Brian Hodge on the Yankees, he said, there are many within the organization who would welcome a reunion with Michael King. He posted a 3.44 ERA and a 4.42 FIP in 15 starts this season. I would. I
Hmm.
100% would bring him back.
Hmm.
I mean, I know we gave him up for Soto, and he was our closer, but now he turned into a starting pitcher, and we need all the starting pitching we can get. I mean,
Right.
our bullpen isn't the greatest, but we have so many bullpen guys. I
Right.
don't think we really need any more, especially now that our official closer now is Bednar, and he's a great closer. I liked him this year.
Is he
And
still is he still under contract?
Bednar,
Yeah.
yeah, he is.
Okay.
Devin Williams isn't,
See you later.
but it's very mixed with him. It's very
Mhm.
mixed fan reaction with Devin Williams because he did bounce back at the end of the year, and he did have a good postseason. He didn't really have a bad postseason at all.
Right.
So now people are like, "Oh, bring him back," and then there's some people are like, "No, like fuck him." Like, no, we should not bring him back.
Hmm.
I'm sort of confused myself. I don't know what I'd want to do with him.
Huh.
I really don't know.
Okay.
I mean, we can he can be like a seventh inning guy. I mean, I'll take him for that. Seventh, eighth inning. Actually, no, not even eighth inning. Seventh,
Mm-hmm.
sixth, seventh inning guy. I'll take him for that.
Yeah.
But he's not going to be a closer again on this team. He better
No.
not.
No. I don't
No
see it.
shot.
No. No, I don't see
So
that
we'll see.
happening. Yeah. Off season just started, so a lot of things will be coming out. We'll see what happens. But that's it for the MLB.